Welcome back to another Goblin Only, the account that is restricted to doing content that is in a chunk with a goblin variant in it. Now this account can go wherever it wants, and it can do whatever it wants as long as it is in a chunk with a goblin in it, either above ground or underground. You should know the rules by now. I'll see you guys in the video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like. What is up, my YouTube friends? It's another Goblin Only video, and today we're going to be really working on some quests. I have a goal to unlock the Dorgishan crossbow, which we've already unlocked, but it's going to take us a lot of training to be able to thieve it and get it the way that we're supposed to get it. So without being without any further delays, thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I'm going to try to release more frequently this year, maybe a little less editing, but I'll have intro clips and kind of like goals for us to do in the episode so that we have something to achieve. Remember, Goblin Only is an account that is not restricted to any specific chunk. He can only just do content in a chunk that has a goblin either above or below ground, and dungeons connect chunks. So if a goblin is in a dungeon that two chunks have access to, Goblin Only can do stuff in both of those chunks. All right, you guys have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the video. Hey team, the name of today's episode is questing. Now I gotta be real with you, I did an entire huge grind that I just can't find the clips for, but I basically killed a whole bunch of hobgoblins until I got 5,000 trading sticks, and then I went ahead and I took those to the ladies to gain access to Brimhaven dungeon, as well as I went to the I forgot what it's called, the Zaya altar, and I used a mine goblin head, not a mine goblin, my bad, and sold goblin head, and I took that, and that gained me access to the Catacombs of Corinth. So I have access to two really strong dungeons, which also gave me access to the Forthos dungeon, to a hole in the Catacombs of Corinth. So just updating you guys on some reasons why you may see me bopping around in some of these clips. But the name of the game is questing, guys. We have to do in our chunk. We have While Gothic Sleep. We also have the quest capes in our chunks. We have the achievement diary keeps them in our chunk. So we actually do have a lot of things that we can do. Now I have a buttload of clips, but unfortunately, because of that big mass loss of clips, I don't really have any good place to start us off. But just know, we are working on our 180 quest points for While Gothic Sleep. There's a large quest list that we have to do, but also we do have to do a bunch of quests for Recipe for Disaster too, so I'll be working on those as well. So let's get ready for some good old questing. Now, as I show you these things, I want you to understand that any quest items that I get from this, unless they can be bought from Purdue, who is in our chunks, we are not going to keep them. So if you see something like maybe the Excalibur or something like that, I'm not going to be keeping it unless I can buy it from Purdue. That's going to be the only exception to the quote-unquote best in slot things, because like technically like an Ava's accumulator or something, or a tractor is a best in slot, but we're not going to treat it like that. Anything from Purdue is going to be fair game, so just enjoy some of the clips. We got ourselves a very solid, very sexy, easy clue, and that is, I guess it's some swag. It's not the grass, it's not the best, but I'll take it. Some swag is always appreciated, and it's a magic hat. The thing about like things from a clue scroll is that they're technically storable if I can get my construction up, but we're so gatekeeped by the regular plank for construction that we're going to have to do like a lot of things until we can get oak planks or something. We're gonna have to find a way to boost our construction a little bit, because getting regular planks is just so terrible. I'm thinking about doing Daddy's Home and stuff like that, but the thing about Daddy's Home is that you need regular planks to do Daddy's Home, and the regular planks that I get from Daddy's Home I want to use on other quests, because you definitely need a lot of planks for quests. So Cam Dissolve is going to definitely kick in and be like super clutch while we're working on all of our quests, but for the time being, construction is kind of gate kept by Cam Dissolve, and I've done a bunch of it off screen and haven't gotten any planks. It's been terrible. Some quests are incredibly unfair and difficult to start. This one in particular, it requires 27 for the start of the quest, and that's really hard to get without lamping. I am going to be doing Natural History Museum for the kudos because I need the kudos to do some other quests in the quest list for both of our big quests that we have to do. But I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna take it too seriously. It's not like I felt bad about it for a little bit. Like, oh, you're doing it. It's basically like I lamped it, but I didn't spend 400 hours to lamp it. So hopefully you're not too upset about that. But we are gonna be using the museum top floor where you get the antique lamps. That's actually part of our chunk because of the enraged goblin that we can fight during the Toma dungeon quest. And yeah, that chunk is basically ours too. So like that's not really, I'm not really too pressed about it. Like it is a technicality, but whatever. Either way, I was going to do this quest, but I can't. I just realized that, so I'm gonna go do something else. Now, I actually made a bunch of discoveries just based on the Catacombs of Corinth of some awesome content that we can do later on in the future, just to express to you guys. But I want you guys to understand that eventually Goblin Only will be going on a Dragon Warhammer grind without any of the Shazian equipment. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I don't even know if that's possible. But yeah, this is one quest down the drain. We put this in Hunter EXP. I think that was the Client of Corinth, right? Yeah, we did the Client of Corinth. We put both of those in Hunter, which is Hallelujah. We're gonna go ahead and do some more of the Zaya quest. I was gonna say Shazian quest, but some more of the Zaya quest, because I do want to do like Tower of Life and stuff like that. Just these big Zaya quests. At the end of the day, if you really think about it, we have access to the quest cape because of Draenor. I kind of don't want to do the quest cape if I'm being completely honest, but I'll let you guys vote on that, whether or not we do the quest cape or not. But for the 180 quests we have to do for While Gothic Sleeps, everything that's not on the quest list, I'm pretty much going to cherry pick quests that I need to do that are going to unlock me like EXP. I'm not going to cherry pick a quest for an item. I feel like that's really scummy. Like if I didn't have to do Underground Pass, which I do have to, but if I didn't have to do Underground Pass, I wouldn't be allowed to just do Underground Pass so I can get the staff and whatnot. Actually, I don't know if you could buy that stuff from Purdue, but you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying. I'm not doing quests to make like best in slots easier. I'm doing quests just to boost some of the EXP, because EXP is pretty scarce, especially in some of these things that we can't train. But once we get Puro for Hunter, I'll probably just be okay with doing Puro, and yeah, I won't be upset. So yeah, it is what it is. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. Now, quests are super duper important, but they're also incredibly difficult for this account. Like I said, there's a lot of things that we take for granted in the regular game that you have access to just walking around and picking up off the floor that Goblin Only does not have access to. Plank being one of them, but other things like charcoal or pestle mortar. Now, those things that we do have access to, we have to go out of our way to get them. Like for example, the pestle and mortar, we have to go all the way to Keldagrim to buy a pestle and mortar, as well as the charcoal, I believe. So anything like that, whenever a quest requires that, it requires a lot of like real time work put into it. Like I have to go all the way to Keldagrim. I have to juggle things. If a quest requires me to go to Entrana, I have to uninstall in real life, in game. So, those things are unfortunate, and it does make this a bit tedious, but that is kind of the glory and the niceties of the account, is that, I have to work a little bit harder for some of these things. So one of the things I complain about a lot is the planks, but the other thing is the pestle and mortar. Oh my God, let me tell you, not having good transportation around the game is something that I can't get like used to, as well as not having a bank. Not having a bank has been incredibly difficult. So I set my eyes out on many quests while I was doing this, and it really wasn't structured. It's kind of like I wanted to do family quests, I wanted to do this. So I started knocking off things, and then I started focusing on Recipe for Disaster in particular. But what I kept running into is that there were just things that we didn't have the ability to do. Like some quests required Hunter. Some quests required high crafting. I don't have a really good method of crafting, so that would be like a 10-hour grind of some bullshit. So we started bopping around and doing some quests that will boost some of our other stats up so that we can do other quests. And I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit lost. I could have done this a little bit better, but let's see what I got done anyway. Okay, it's time. It's time to see whether or not I can go in here with this. So dropping everything on the floor. Don't drop the looting bag. Dropping everything on the floor. Can I go in there with the looting bag? You place the pebble, but nothing happens. Oh boy, I can't go in here with a looting bag. That is unfortunate. So that means I have to destroy this. And if I destroy it, contents will be lost. Okay, no. Okay, so we are in a pickle. All right, this is really unfortunate. It looks like I actually do have to. Ooh, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. This is gonna be a pain in the ass. Can I drop the looting bag? I can only deposit. Okay. Oh my God, what a walk! We just did quite a walk, and now our thing is over here. So we gotta go back to Lumbridge. Yikes! All right, we'll do Lumbridge, and then we can. Maybe I'll go to PvP World. Maybe that works. No, I gotta. All right, let's go. All right, so it looks like the waterfall quest. It's not off the table, obviously. I just need to find a different way to deposit my shit. So we might actually have to get rid of a couple of items now, which sucks because we just worked for our rune items, and I really don't want to lose them. I'm gonna try to drop the rune items in the front, but as for the weapon, I'm not doing any combat for a while. Like, there's not really a whole bunch, and then I can get the rune items. I can get the rune items, not rune items. I can get the rune stuff fight things if I have to. Plus, I'm going to be at Cam Dissolve. I'm going to be at Cam Dissolve for a little while in the future to grind up smithing, because it's not the fastest EXP, but it is kind of like better in a way to do it, because I just have such limited resources, and smithing and all that stuff just takes so long. I might as well just do Cam Dissolve. So I might be doing Cam Dissolve, and if that is the case, then it's probably in my best interest to just get rid of the mace. And that is kind of sad, but I think I might just have to get rid of the mace right now. So we're gonna head over to Edgeville, see if we can, destroy our looting bag, check what's in it. There's a lot of stuff in here, isn't there? No, there isn't. Okay, no, there isn't a lot of stuff in here. Okay, that's not that bad actually. Yeah, okay. So we'll destroy it, and we will equip what we can and then drop what we can't. If we need to out this, we will. There's a good chance that we might not need to outget. I might be able to drop something else. I'm not dropping the Drayman staff because that's a pain in the ass to get back. I'm probably going to have to have the Drayman staff like throughout the entire time. I don't need this. I don't need this cake. And I don't need this lobster pot, but we'll see if I need to drop it, because that's also a pain in the ass to get back. So we'll see. So as you can see, I'm running into an issue, and my issue is simply game knowledge. I've never been an Ultimate Iron Man before. This is my first ever Ultimate Iron Man account that I've taken seriously, that I've actually bonded, that I've actually tried to do anything on, and it is a learning curve. It's a tremendous learning curve, and there's things that you don't, like looting bag mechanics and stuff like that. There's a bunch of stuff that I don't know. This guy's an asshole for trying to kill me. What a weirdo. There's and I know I'm in the wilderness, so yeah, say whatever you gotta say. But either way, he hopped a ditch. He's risking mandibles and stuff like that. Really, really stupid of him to jump that ditch. He got baited for like Zamorak ropes. Come on. I digress. I see a lot of issues in the way that I run the account, as well as the way that I kind of adapt to being an Ultimate Iron Man. An Ultimate Iron Man, I don't have access to a bank. I don't have access to a lot of things, well, pretty much just a bank, let's be real. But the biggest thing is paired with the restrictions of Gobble Only, where I can only get best in slots from, drops and stuff like that, or clue scrolls, and I can't buy a best in slot from the stores unless it's like Purdue. The thing about that is that it makes little tedious things and little things such hard decision making. Like, for example, I have not a lot of combat in the foreseeable future, and for most combat, Fire Strike will probably do it. But I don't want to get rid of my mace because it was so incredibly time consuming to get. But that's kind of the way that a UIM is. You have to make sacrifices. Okay, team, it's time to see what's going on. All right, so I have just a ring on. I think the ring is fine. Drop everything, put it down. Boom, 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 boom. Everything needs to be dropped. Everything, yep. Put it down. Issues that's asking me about a lot of this stuff, and that's annoying because it's gonna make it so that it doesn't matter. Let's just get in here. Okay, we have like 50 seconds. Luckily, we're not a little baby, so we're not like 1 HP right now. I do know that we have to get some other stuff from here for future quests or whatever, but right now that's just not on the priority list. Let's go grab the stuff and we should be good. Luckily, it didn't look like anybody was doing the quest, so my stuff might appear on the ground, but it definitely won't be picked up, I don't think. Bada bing. Alright, and that's that for us. That is that for us. Holy moly. Let's get to our stuff quick. I'm super worried about it. And I also need to deposit some fish on Goblin Trunk. Okay. Here we go. Boom. Start picking my stuff up. Alright, the most important stuff is already picked up. Looks like we did not have to get rid of the Baronite Mace. Oh, man. Oh, wow. That blue wizard hat is 265k. Oh, my gosh. Got some swagger on us, huh? Alright, so here we go. Okay, so we made it. Not too much to complain about here. Let's equip our Baronite Mace and stuff like that. And I think we're pretty much done with this quest, if I'm not mistaken. I think we just go up here. We do that loop around again. Fortunately, I don't have any food, but it'll be okay, I think. I don't think I'm going to get my ass beaten too bad. I can drop the Glarios Pebble, I think. And then we just full send to the end of this quest. I'm gonna walk a little bit. Hopefully I can run through the dungeon. I don't think I have to kill anything, right? I don't remember. But I'm almost certain I don't have to kill anything. And I think this is pretty much it. My aspect ratio is a little bit off, so you can't see the edgy end of the account, but I think that is it. Oh, that's a good amount of EXP and all that stuff that I really don't care too much about. 59 attack, one more attack level to 60. That's cool. 72 for this, and I think we do have one more. Only 15k left till 60. Not bad. Yeah, I don't know what to do from here. I guess we'll just go do some more quests. We did this one, so I think we do Monkey Madness next. Is that what's next? Elemento, Monkey Madness, Trinome. I don't know if Monkey Madness is necessary. Let me look at oh, I do need to do it for Recipe of Disaster. Yeah, there we go. Yep, so I do have to do Monkey Madness. That sucks. All right, I guess we'll go do Monkey Madness. Start quest helper. Bada bing. Oh my god, that's a lot of shit I don't have. I do have a gold bar now because of the quest. But a bowl of wool I don't have. 5 bananas I don't have. A monkey bones or corpse I don't have. Alright, let's go back to Lumbridge. Needless to say, we did not do Monkey Madness. Instead, I went over and did my favorite quest line, Sea Slug. Well, the Slug Menace. I guess the Slug Sea... The one with the slugs that eat your brain. The entire thing from Futurama. Yeah, this is one of my favorite quest lines. I don't know why they didn't finish it in OSRS. They finished it in RSD, but I really hope that they finish it in OSRS. But yeah, we got Sea Slug, then we got like Wanted and the Slug Menace. Yeah, and a lot of these quests we have to do for Recipe for Disaster. I think we have to do Wanted for Recipe for Disaster. So I did Black Knight's Fortress and Recruitment Drive. I didn't really record those because they're really not that difficult. because I can make all the equipment for Black Knight's Fortress and then Recruit and Drive. I just had to get naked for, so I def piled that, and that was easy peasy. I just killed myself to a White Knight. Either way, fantastic. I'll just keep showing you guys some completed quests that I do. You know, that is the most important thing about, you know, exploring this game for yourself. Do you see what that is in that room? That is a fucking goblin. That means that we have access to this chunk, and that's really, really important. I didn't know about that goblin, and I probably would have if I did Black Knight's Fortress on other accounts. Like, probably haven't done Black Knight's Fortress, honestly, since, like, OSRS relaunched. But, yeah, there's a goblin over here. And remember, it doesn't have to be a goblin that's here all the time. It's like, as long as there was a goblin at one point for this chunk, that chunk is ours. And this is actually a pretty important chunk because it has the monastery, which means that we can get monk robes, and that's super duper important to us, as well as we get access to the Black Knight catacombs in the future, which is from While Gothic Sleeps. But the thing about that is that that armor is actually bankable, so that's pretty cool. Not super duper important that I kind of splurge out and tell you all that shit right now, but you know, it is what it is. Now you know. This is Recruitment Drive. This is probably one of my saddest things, is that I don't think I can buy any proselyte from Purdue, and even having initiated a proselyte would be fantastic for the account. I think proselyte is basically adamant, but like with just stupid prayer bonus, and you know, resources are so scarce on this account, but whatever. If you're butthurt about me using the Crest Helper, there's actually a series you could watch that's not mine, called Unguided, and I love that guy. That guy makes really, really good content, but he does these things without the guidance. I'm looking for a different level of difficulty, and I can't say that I haven't played this game for like 20 years, so you know, unfortunately, yeah, I'm gonna use the quest guide. No shade or anything, I love that guy and I love that series. I binge watch it whenever it's up. Guys, it is incredibly windy, and I keep saying guys, but you know, obviously guys and gals and other pals, not just guys. But either way, look at this. Boom, that's that. We got the 3,000 coins, we got some level 12 herb lord. I gotta drop those things on the floor. Let me tell you about the willpower it took to drop that initiate helmet. I wanted that thing so freaking bad. But yeah, now I guess you guys get to see where I def piled, which is right here. Yep, I just let them wail on me for a little bit. If I haven't expressed how goated the looting bag is for a UIM, I'm gonna say it now. I love the looting bag. I actually hated the idea of doing this when I first started, but like now with how useful it is, I don't mind it too much. I will say it is super annoying, especially with quests like in the future that require Entrana. Oh my god, it's the worst. There's some places that recognize the looting bag has weapons, there's some places that doesn't, there's some places that doesn't let you take the looting bag out, and honestly, the fact that you have to do it in the wilderness and you can't just go to a PvP world is very annoying. But yeah, I mean, I put stuff in the looting bag and my weight doesn't change. Well, my weight changes, so I use less stamina. So just having a looting bag is insane. The only issue is when you do stuff like that, when you deposit all your law runes, that is a big whoopsie, which means that I would have to uninstall again and then, you know, kill these guys until I get a whole bunch of until I get another looting bag again. But I decided not to do that here. Because I just need my space. I wanted to make some space because there are some quests that I just can't like do. Like I can't warrant doing another quest to skip the grind. So I have to do some mining or I have to do some wood cutting. So this is something that happens frequently, and I don't record it all the time. But yeah, even something like this, I'm doing Priest and Pearl right now, and I needed to get pure essence, and I couldn't just go mine it because I don't have access to the mine, because I don't have access to a mine where there is a goblin or hobgoblin around near the teleporter. If there was, it would make my life a lot easier. But anytime I need to do rune crafting, which I do have to do a lot of rune crafting in the future, I have to go to minotaurs and I have to kill them a whole bunch until I get myself some noted essence. I'm hoping that later on in the future I discover a better method of training rune crafting, or I discover a better monster that drops essence, even though minotaurs drop them fairly enough. yeah, it is a lot, and it's pretty annoying to have to go and do this. And then also, gosh, I gotta do 3 trips for this quest right now. I gotta go do my first trip, give the guy a bunch of essence that walk back, and then I'm gonna have to do another trip for like 5 essence. Can you believe that? Anyway, Precinct Pearl is obviously important. I have to do Nature Spirit. I have to do a whole bunch of quests for Gothic Sleep. But Priest in Peril is also important because I actually discovered that I have access to Canifs, the city itself. And the reason I have access to Canifs is because in the tunnel, the Myrick hideout, there's actually a goblin and hobgoblin spawned in one of the like branches of the tunnel, which would then make all the entrances and exits to that tunnel accessible for this account. Unfortunately, none of those lead to Barrows. I'm really hoping that there's a quest in search of the Myrick and the Barrows brothers become best friends, where they all go and we mine a hole from the Myrick hideout to the Barrows, and then that would give me access to Barrows. But unfortunately, that's not the way the world works. I don't get access to Barrows. Our best in slot armor, I'll discuss in another video, but it's not that great unless we get incredibly lucky with some third age stuff from Clue Scrolls. We're not looking at the best armor setups for when we go to the God Wars dungeon. So there's going to take a lot of theory crafting and maneuvering to figure out how we solve the problem of the God Wars dungeon in the future when we do. Because as you may know, this account is all about collection logs and stuff like that, and doing and discovering as much as we can with the chunks that we have because of goblins and goblin variants, and the God Wars dungeon has that. So we will be doing our hard work in the future for that as well. About to go do trip number 1 to Drizzle. I just want to say, guys, I hate to be the beggar for subscribers and likes, but if you're enjoying watching my series, and even if it's just background noise, can you please leave a like and subscribe? It really does help the channel out, and I really have a goal of hitting 1K this year, and I'd really love to hit that. Yep, so just finishing up this quest. I got a lot of walking to do, but it is what it is. I'm actually super happy to have Canifs unlocked. It gives me access to a Slayer Master, gives me access to a bunch of Slayer monsters that I can kill, but, you know, obviously if they're not in the trunk with a Hobgoblin or a Goblin in it, Goblin variant, I cannot keep the loot, so that sucks. But it is still nice to have a Slayer Master, as well as the Agility course. Obviously, the Agility course is a massive W for the account. So I'm not just doing Draenor all the way to Falador, all the way to the end of the game. So super happy for that. But with that being said, yeah, this is pretty much the end of Priest in Peril. I went and I killed the dog with my hammer, and you know, got double cross, and now we're heading over to give Drizzle the last of the essence, and yeah, bada bing, bada boom, bada beam. Here you are, sir. Enjoy the last of this essence that I worked so hard for. And he gives me the Wolfbane dagger, but I can't keep it. Drop everything else, and we're out. Finishing up Merlin's crystal right here. Yeah, so I have a black mushroom. I actually didn't recognize that this is actually in the Goblin Caves as well. I didn't realize that there's an entire other Goblin quest called Land of the Goblins that we get to do, which is pretty cool. I'd like to see that. So we might end up going over the 180 a little bit, but again, that we do have access to the quest cape, so I'll have you guys, you know, decide whether or not the quest cape is fair game in the future. But I wanted to talk really quickly about items that you can get back. So, for example, the Silverlight and all its variants, I can speak to the guy in Varrock Castle, which is a chunk that we have, to reclaim it. So with things like that, as well as Purdue, I've said earlier, those are perfectly fine. But I'm not allowed to go and upgrade those things. Like, for example, if I did Animal Magnetism and I was supposed to get the Ava's accumulator and I only get the attractor, I'm not allowed to go and upgrade the accumulator to an attractor. The attractor to accumulator, I just have to use the accumulator because it's whatever I can buy from Purdue. I have competed in a fishing contest, and this is super cool because it's actually one of the Recipe for Disaster subquests, so I don't have to feel guilty about this one. The garlic was easy to get from Draenor. And yeah, I mean, everything else, obviously, I can't get, you know, I have to dig up the worms from where the worms are, but you know what I mean. Anytime that it's a difficult item or an item that, you know, you may not know, I have access to, just go ahead and leave a comment about it. I'm happy to clarify, and then I'll try to do a better job of recording me getting some of these items, or recording the fact that I have access to an item, because it's a lot to keep track of. And honestly, most of the time what I'm doing is I'm actively doing the research and trying to figure out how to get these items, and then I get them and I just don't record it, because like the journey of getting them was so overwhelming for my mental state that I'm just like, whatever, like just get the clip done. So yeah, that's all I had to say. Thanks for showing up to my TED Talk. And last but not least, for this video, I did Jungle Potion, easy slaps. I've got so many more clips, guys, to record and post over. I'm gonna try to do a better job of, showing you guys where I get some of my items from. But once I do it once, I'm not gonna show you every single time that I'm getting an item from Dorgish Khan or something like that. But either way, I'll see you guys in the next episode. I want to talk to you guys real quick about the channel and Goblin Chunk. Goblin Chunk obviously is going to take a long time before the goals, so you're probably going to get just a whole bunch of Gobble only videos and content for the foreseeable future. I have high hopes for this account and all the things that we're working on, and I want you to know that I have not stopped working on Goblin Chunk. I'm still working on them on the side, but most of the videos for the foreseeable future are going to be this account. I hope you're okay with that. In the next video, we're going to be doing some more quests, and I really hope to get my hands on the Dorgish crossbow. Of course, that is a best in slot, so I'm not able to buy it from the shop, so I have to find other means of getting it, and we'll discover those later on in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Love to have you. Thank you so much. Leave a like, subscribe if you want. It does help the channel a lot, and I do appreciate it. It's highly motivating for me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.